This demonstration will show how to implement a Spatial Data Infrastructure, or SDI, for disaster response. A spatial data infrastructure stands as a central pillar in the disaster lifecycle, supporting emergency response managers as they craft a response strategy for emergency responders. This will be demonstrated with the National GEOPLATFORM and the Soft4D application. The scenario today centers around a case of wildfires in Colombia, South America. Seasonal wildfires are a recurring problem for Colombia, often occurring in agricultural zones and threatening the livelihoods of local communities. In this scenario, a wildfire is pushing west towards the coastal town of Ciénaga, where limited firefighting resources are directed how best to respond to the evolving situation. The emergency response manager is going to assess the situation, identify hazards, and craft a strategy through integrated data that will be sent to the emergency responders before the disaster escalates further. First, the Emergency Response Manager is going to collect relevant data on the affected area. This will be done using a national SDI, a system of geospatial data, metadata, users, and tools that works in an interoperable structure. The National GeoPlatform, a Federal Geographic Data Committee initiative, is a U.S. national SDI that aggregates, indexes, links, and organizes web resources into a collection of curated objects, the GeoPlatform portfolio. Using this collection of geospatial assets, the emergency manager will find the data to tell responders on the ground where they need to focus efforts. The Emergency Response Manager is looking for informative data in the GeoPlatform by using the semantic search feature. Semantic search enables data providers and data users to ground their data in commonly recognized vocabularies. They'll be searching for data in the FEMA MODI vocabulary, which is derived from classifications from FEMA's database of assets on the web. Using these semantic concepts, the emergency manager can find resources that match his needs for this scenario. Using semantic search, he's going to focus on some key terms contained in the vocabulary: response, fire hazard, emergency support function for firefighting, and Colombia. Any items semantically linked to these concepts will show up in the query. Some useful services such as land cover data, mineral resources, and precipitation are already being picked up. The emergency manager can determine what layers he wants from these services and view them in GeoPlatform's web application, MAPVIEWER, to confirm their relevance to the current mission. One thing he finds is that north of Ciénaga, there's a coal facility that could be a major hazard if left exposed to the encroaching fire. Having found the layers the emergency manager wants to use for a response strategy, he's going to use the interoperable capabilities of this architecture. Pivoting to Soft4D, the manager will integrate the layers with augmented reality info aids to help firefighters follow the strategy. Soft4D imports any OGC standard open web service, allowing him to assign those layers to the mission. Here he can create mission-specific operating pictures, or MSOPs, which have specific tasking for the firefighter response. Here there are some pre-rendered MSOPs, which point out key information to first responders. Correct iconography is important communication, and this manager is employing the symbol library icon set for this scenario. He will tag the coal facility mentioned earlier with an info aid, so first responders understand its importance. Each MSOP can now be captured in a GeoPackage, which can be pulled to a mobile platform by firefighters. The value of GeoPackage is its ability to be generated from authoritative and curated sources for deployment to a variety of platforms, including the web, desktop, and mobile devices. Some new information has arrived. Crowdsourced data has informed the manager about a new fire southeast of Ciénaga. With this information, he can create a new MSOP whose info aids will provide this key information to firefighters. He'll deploy it as a GeoPackage. On the ground, the firefighters are now seeing the augmented reality view of Soft4D on the mobile platform. Through the use of info aids, they can see the instructions laid out by the emergency manager. To the north, they can clearly see the info aid for the coal facility and react accordingly. They can also capture pictures and push it out to the rest of the team so they can be aware of the situation on the ground. Following these instructions, the first responders quickly tackle the major threats of this disaster, securing Ciénaga from the fire hazard. Through the use of open web services and an interoperable architecture, the Emergency Response Manager has crafted a fast response to a fire scenario. Good data management and curation is the key to supporting a national SDI. Make sure that metadata is robust and semantically tagged so that it's accessible to everyone. Through the use of a national SDI, emergency responders can find the data they need faster and apply it to interoperable tools so that the tough questions can be answered quickly.